Good morning, children. How are you all? Fine. I'm Radhika, your biology teacher at Oxford Distance School. So I've been teaching biology to you all. So as part of our distance education program, we are studying the lesson number 4 in biology, that is excretory system or the urinary system. That's what we have been studying, and as part of that, we have already started studying about the different excretory organs, like in the previous video. So, can you recollect what excretory organs we have studied in human beings apart from the excretory system or the urinary system? What are the other excretory organs that I have taught in the previous video? Can you all recollect? Yes. So, it is the lungs, liver, yes, skin, large intestine. Then we have got the eyes, that is tears, and to some extent saliva. So these are the different excretory organs. Say for example, the lungs would be releasing carbon dioxide as a waste from the body. The skin would be releasing sweat and sebum from the sebaceous glands and the sweat glands. Okay, similarly, the liver would be excreting, or it is involved in the breakdown of the RBCs or the hemoglobin to release bilirubin, biliverdin and urochrome. Apart from that, it also produces urea. It converts ammonia into urea. Okay, so like this, the liver plays an important role. Then the large intestine, here we have seen that it produces, or actually it actually helps in the excretion of different X amount of salts like calcium, magnesium, iron, etc., which are not required for the body, or if they are in excess amount, they are released by the large intestine. Then we have got the eyes, that is the tears and the saliva. To some extent, they produce the nitrogenous waste. Like this, we have seen the so many types of waste that are produced by different excretory organs in the body. So today we are going to study about the excretory system, okay, or the urinary system that is there in the human beings. In us, whatever excretory system is there, that we are going to study. So what is that excretory system that we are going to study? Okay, as part of that, we can see that the what are the different parts and where it is present. So the excretory system is present in this region. Okay, in this region, that is on the dorsal side. You already remember this is the anterior side, posterior side, ventral side and dorsal side. So on the dorsal side, in the lower abdomen, this is the upper abdomen. In the lower abdomen, here we can find a pair of kidneys. In this region, we can find a pair of kidneys. Okay, and then they are connected to the ureters and they go down to join the urethra. All those are the different parts of the urinary system or the excretory system. So I just write down the names of the urinary system. What are the different parts? Here I write down parts of urinary system or the excretory system. Then the first one is a pair of kidneys. Second one, pair of ureters. Pair of ureters. Then third one, urinary bladder, which is a sac-like structure or a bag-like structure that stores the urine temporarily. Okay, then we have got the urethra. Okay, so what are the different parts? They are the pair of kidneys, pair of ureters, urinary bladder and the urethra. These are the 4 different parts. So I just get the chart. By then please note down. All of you have got the textbook notebook with you. So if at all you have not, please bring them. I shall also bring the chart and start with that. Okay. Okay, so children, here I have got a chart for you all. To show the excretory system, I got a chart. You see here the chart, you all can see. Hope you all can see the chart here. Can you all see the chart? Okay, I'll go a little bit back. Yes. Now can you all see the chart? Yes. Now here it is visible. Okay. So I just get a scale to point out easily. So here you all can see the urinary system, isn't it? So here you can see a pair of kidneys, the left kidney and the right kidney. Okay, and when we say the left kidney and the right kidney, this whole system you can see here, isn't it? The left kidney and the, including the left kidney and the right kidney. Then we have got this branch of the dorsal aorta and the inferior vena cava or the posterior vena cava. Same thing. Posterior vena cava or inferior vena cava is same. The blue colored one is the vena cava. You already know that the veins are in represented in blue color, isn't it? Whereas the arteries are represented in red color. So this is the inferior vena. This is the dorsal aorta coming from the lungs, and the blue colored one is the inferior vena cava. Okay, from the body parts. Now these are a pair of kidneys. They are bean shaped. You can see that the kidney is bean shaped, isn't it? It is bean shaped. Okay, both of them dark maroon color, and then it is connected. A pair of this who enters into the right kidney and the left kidney as an artery. And as it enters into the kidney, it is called as the renal artery. So here you can see a branch of the dorsal aorta entering into the kidney as renal artery, left renal artery and right renal artery. Okay, similarly, the vena cava will branch out into the kidney, that is the left renal vein and the right renal vein. Okay, so this renal artery and renal vein. Okay, so what is that renal artery and renal vein? How they are very important. See, the renal artery and the renal vein. Okay, so these two. Okay, since it is coming from the dorsal aorta, it will be carrying the oxygenated blood, but along with that, it also carries the waste substances collected from the body. So whatever nitrogenous wastes are there, they are all collected from the body, and that is brought renal by the renal artery into the both the kidneys. So that oxygen is used by the kidneys, that is there in the renal artery, and the waste that enters into the kidneys is filtered here. So this is mainly a filtering machine or the processing machine where the blood is filtered, all the waste is collected. So after filtering the pure blood, but with the carbon dioxide, as the kidney will use up the oxygen and give the carbon dioxide, so that carbon dioxide rich blood, but without any waste, that waste will enter into the renal vein. Okay. See, from both the sides we can see the renal veins into that it will enter. So the input is the renal artery and outlet is the renal vein. Okay, like this we can see that. Okay, now apart from that, you can also see that there is a difference between the two kidneys position. Okay, can you see? The left kidney is placed slightly higher than the right kidney. Right kidney is slightly lower. Why? That is because the liver is placed above the right kidney. That's why it is placed like that. Okay, children. Next, we shall see how it is seen. Okay, so you have understood this part, isn't it? So what is it? The renal artery and renal vein you have seen. Here you can see the renal artery, renal vein. Next you can see that there are long two tube-like structures. Okay, pale white tube-like structures. Those tube-like structures, can you see the tube-like structures? These tube-like structures, they are the ureters. So whatever urine is formed, from that the urine is collected by the two ureters. Okay, and below that you can see a big sac-like structure. This sac-like structure is the urinary bladder. Okay, so into this they both enter from the back side, and from there the urine is stored for some time, and from there the urine moves out through the urethra. So what are the parts? Two kidneys, then ureters, urinary bladder and the urethra. So these are the different parts that we can see. Okay, so here we have seen that they are there. Okay, now as I told, the kidneys are bean shaped. Okay, the kidneys are bean shaped. They are dark maroon or brown colored and bean shaped. Okay, they are present in the lower abdomen. Okay, and then they would be they are connected by the renal artery and the renal vein. Okay, so this renal artery and renal vein will the renal artery, as I told, will be carrying the oxygen, okay, from the heart to the kidneys. Then there it gives out the oxygen. It will further branch out inside the kidney as renal arterioles. Okay, then those arterioles will join each and every part of the kidney into the unit that is there in the kidney, that is the nephron. Okay, so into the nephron it joins and gives out all the oxygen, but at the same time it also gives the waste. So that waste will be filtered inside these nephrons, okay, producing the urine. Now this urine would be collected by the ureters. Now the purified blood, that is after the filtration is over, what happens to that purified blood in the kidneys? So as I told, the renal arteries, I write here, see, apart from this, the important part is renal arteries. Okay, what is the pathway in which it moves? Renal arteries will branch out as renal arterioles. Okay, so these arterioles will enter into the nephrons. Here the filtration occurs. Okay, and from there it goes out as here the purification occurs. Okay, after the purification, the nephron, from the nephron it is collected by the renal venule. Okay, after the renal venule, it goes to the renal vein. Okay, so now this renal vein is connected to the, where it is connected? It is connected to the inferior vena cava. Okay, so this is the pathway of the blood. So, and these renal arteries are connected by the dorsal aorta. They are connected by the dorsal aorta. Okay, from the dorsal aorta branch comes as renal arteries. From there it enters into the kidneys as renal. Inside the kidneys it branches out as renal arterioles. These will join the nephron. From the nephron the purified blood is collected by the renal venules. Then from the all the renal venules together will join the renal vein. This renal vein comes out of the kidney and it joins the inferior vena cava. So this is how we can see that within the urinary system the filtration would be occurring. So before going further, we should draw the diagram. Okay. So in the next part, we shall be drawing the diagram. So for that, I am just rubbing off all this. Okay, we can just, okay, if at all you have not noted, please pause and note down. Okay, so in the next part, we are going to draw the diagram. So keep your textbook, notebook and all ready, and with the pencil you all need to draw the diagram. Let's start drawing the diagram. You can draw with this, okay, but you can always, but in the exam you must always draw only with the pencil. You cannot draw with the colored pens. Okay, for your understanding only we draw like this, or else we don't. Okay, so all of you take out the notebooks and running notes. Okay, in that you can draw the diagram along with me. Here I have shown a branch of the renal artery. Now I show a branch of the renal vein. Renal artery and the renal vein. Here I show how it is coming. Okay, it is entering into the right kidney. It is entering into the right kidney. Okay, children, and another branch goes into the left kidney. This is the left kidney, this is the right kidney. Okay, here I have shown See, all these diagrams that I am showing are very important. You don't have any excuse that you will not draw the diagram, because you know that it carries important marks. Okay. So here I have drawn both of them. Then I shall draw the ureters. Okay. Here, so this region that is there, that is the pelvis region. This is the region where these are joining into the kidney. That region is called as the hilum. So that is the somewhat bent region into the kidney, isn't it? Such region is called as the hilum. Sorry. From here also you can see one more ureter originating from the right kidney. Okay, some more you can see that one happening. Okay, next I shall show the urinary bladder. Here in this position you can see the urinary bladder, but these two ureters will enter into the urinary bladder from the back side or the dorsal side. Okay, they enter into the kidney from the dorsal side. That's why we show that into the kidney how they are joining in the dotted position in this part, because we cannot see them from the front, and this one that I am drawing is from the front view. So I represent them as joining. So at an angle they will join. Okay, not straight, but they join the urinary bladder at an angle. So this is the urinary bladder, which is a sac-like structure that holds the urine temporarily for some time. Understood? So here we can see this one. Okay, now inside this, I'll show a little bit inside this. On one side I shall show, and here you can see something like a pyramid like structures. What are those? Those are the adrenal glands. In 5th chapter again we are going to study about these adrenal glands. For now you should understand this much. So inside this we can see that there are many. Okay, first one I will just represent now. Later I shall be explaining about all these, the structures that are there inside the kidney. So first you complete the diagram of this urinary system. So I shall be labeling each part. Have you all started drawing? So this one is what? It is represented as posterior vena cava. Okay, or a part of the inferior vena cava or posterior vena cava. It is posterior vena cava. Vena cava means we already have studied in 3rd chapter. Do you remember or not? Inferior vena cava and superior vena cava. Okay, they are the biggest veins. Okay, then we have got the this side. It will be obviously what? The dorsal aorta, part of the dorsal aorta. So from where it originates? It originates from the left ventricle of the heart, and that one will enter into the right atrium of the heart. Okay, now this one will be the renal. The one which will enter into the kidneys, that part will be called as the renal artery. That is called as renal artery. So this artery will be carrying oxygen to the kidneys, but it will also contain all the waste that has to be disposed of. Okay, it will carry the waste along with it. Now the blue colored one this side I am representing, that is called as the renal vein. Okay, the renal vein. Okay, so the renal artery will enter into the kidneys. It will be carrying the oxygenated blood for the kidneys, but contains all the waste. After the filtration in the kidneys, the purified blood, that means there is no waste in the blood, but it will contain carbon dioxide. So the carbon dioxide rich blood, but without any waste, will come outside the kidney through the renal vein. The blue colored one that I have denoted is the renal vein. So for your understanding, I just color it off. Okay, children. Here, as I told, you all need to practice along with me. Don't keep the work pending so that you want to draw later. I know many of you would be simply sitting thinking that you can draw the diagram anyway later, but that never happens. Okay, so here I have shown the renal artery and the renal vein. So the renal artery would be carrying the oxygenated blood, but with all the waste that must be filtered in the kidneys, and the renal vein will contain deoxygenated blood but without any impurities, all the nitrogenous waste. So the main waste that are filtered here are what? The nitrogenous waste. So they are all filtered in the kidney. So they will not be there in the renal vein. Okay, whereas the renal artery will have all the waste. See why I am telling so many times all these things? Because they are asked in the bit part. So you should be thorough with all those things. Okay, so now this is the left, this is the left kidney. Okay children, the next one is, this one will be the left ureter. It is left ureter. Next one is the opening of ureter into bladder. Here where I told that they open into the bladder at an angle. So that position is called as the opening of, from the back side it is opening, that's why I have denoted it with the dots. Opening of ureters into the bladder. Into the bladder. Okay, bladder means what? Urinary bladder. So here I represent it as urinary bladder. Okay, this is the urinary bladder. Now, this is the urethra. This is the urethra, the opening to the outside. Okay, later we shall be discussing about the urethra and how it can be controlled. And this is the external opening. External opening of the urethra. Okay, external opening. Okay. Now, here this bent region where all these things will arrive, will enter or they exit. This part or the bent region of that kidney, that will be called as the hilum or the hilus. Okay, that is called as the hilus. Okay, the bent region. Now, this is the structure. Here I will show the adrenal gland also for your understanding, though it is not concerned now with the urinary system, but we should know that what is that adrenal gland, so that later you can refer this one. Okay, so these are the different parts of the excretory system. Okay children, once again I repeat what are those. Okay, so here you can see the urinary system contains a pair of kidneys, bean shaped. Okay, and they are dark maroon colored or dark brown colored. In the textbook also is given the picture of the kidneys. So in the same way we can denote. Okay, so we can see them in the same way. So these are a pair of kidneys. Okay, the right side one is a bit lower than the left one because above this the liver is placed. That's why it is a bit lower. Now we can see a pair of blood vessels. Okay, in that part they are called as, the one is the branch of the dorsal aorta and the other one is a branch of the posterior vena cava or the inferior vena cava. Now this posterior vena cava will branch out into two and they will enter into the kidneys. Okay, the renal artery, the red color, this orange colored one I have denoted is the renal artery and the blue colored one is the renal vein. They both will enter into the right and the left kidneys. The renal artery will contain the oxygenated blood but with all the waste. But whereas the renal vein will contain the deoxygenated blood but without any waste. So the renal artery enters, this is the entry point, and after the purification, the blood is blood without any waste. Okay, will come out into the renal vein. Understood children? Then we can see two long tubular structures arising from the kidneys. They are called as the ureters, which will enter into the urinary bladder from back like this. At an angle they will enter, not straight like this, but at an angle. So if it is a bag, from back side they will enter into that at an angle. Okay, like this. So they are entering into the urinary bladder, and we can see a sac-like structure or a bag-like structure, that is the urinary bladder, that holds the urine temporarily for some. You can also see the external opening, or that is also called as the urethra. So these are the different parts of the urinary system. Okay, first you complete the diagram, then I shall explain a little bit about the kidney structure. Okay, complete this diagram. Okay, so you all have completed the diagram. So we shall go to the explanation. So let the diagram be there on the board only. It's alright. I shall be explaining about the kidney. In the next video probably I shall be giving the diagram of the kidney. So here, what do you see? Here I have got a kidney, model of a kidney, which you all can see, isn't it? Here you all can see the model of a kidney. Can you all see? Okay, very nice. You all can see this model of the kidney. Okay, see here we can see that this is the kidney. Okay, in this, here we have shown a branch of this one. Okay, the blood vessels. You can consider one of them as a renal artery, one of them as a renal vein. Though it is not separated, we are simply considering it as one is renal artery and one is renal vein. Now I told that it is bean shaped. Okay, and it is dark colored. So here all the whole kidney is not in dark color. Okay, the outer part of the kidney will be dark colored, whereas the inner part of the kidney will be light colored. The outer part of the kidney, above this whole region, the border like thing you all can see. So this part will be called as the cortex. So that is called as the renal cortex. Can you all see? This outer part is called as the renal cortex, this region. Okay, and this inner part, this blue-green structures, all this you are seeing, no? So that part will be called as the renal medulla. Okay, outer cortex and inner medulla. And this region, so this is the medulla, this is cortex, this is medulla, and this region you are seeing. Okay, can you all see this region? This region you all can see. So that is called as the, this region is called as the pelvis. Okay, this region is called as the pelvis. And this part where the bent can be seen, the bent can be seen, that is called as the bent can be seen, that is called as the hilum. Okay, this region is called as the hilum. Okay, or the hilus. Okay, this region is called hilus. Okay, children. So now we see that this outer part is the cortex. Inner to that, this is the medulla, and here is the pelvis region. This is the hilus, and from here you can see a long tube coming out. What is that tube that is coming out? The tube is nothing but the ureter. It is the ureter that is coming out, carrying out all the urine from the kidneys. Understood? Now, after that, what do we see this? These are the renal pyramids. They are called as the renal pyramids. Okay, where the urine formation would be occurring. After the urine formation, they will be releasing it into the pelvis region. Okay, and now each of these pyramids will contain the basic structure. Okay, the basic structure of the kidney or the unit. Just the way the body is made up of millions of cells, like that, here the kidney is made up of 1.3 million to 1.8 million of long tubular structures. Those tubular structures are called as the nephrons. They are called as the nephrons. So all this region, it will contain millions of nephrons. So you can see these pyramid shaped structures, isn't it? They are all called as the renal, okay, they are called as the renal pyramids. And in between you can see this black colored one extensions, like the small extensions. Can you all see or not? So those are called as the calyces. They are called as the calyces. These are renal pyramids and these are the calyces. So these pyramids contain millions of nephrons, and all those nephrons would be joining together to form collecting ducts. Later you will understand very well when I explain the structure of nephron. Okay, they form the collecting ducts. They would be joining to many collecting ducts, and all those collecting ducts will be opening into these calyces. Okay, and since they are smaller ones, they are called as the minor calyces. And they would open into the, here you can find the larger calyces, small branches. Just the way we have got small canals, okay, that will join to a bigger ones. Okay, and then they will all join the river. Just like that, here smaller ones are called as the minor calyces, which will join to form the larger calyx. And those larger ones will open into the pelvis. Okay, from the pelvis, the urine is collected by the ureter. So, like this, we can see the different parts. Once again, I repeat, what are those different parts? They are the kidney is bean shaped, isn't it? I told, and dark maroon or brown colored structure. The outer part of the kidney is dark colored, whereas the inner part is pale colored. So it is divided into outer cortex. This region, middle region is the medulla, and the inner region is the pelvis. Okay, the inner region is the pelvis. Okay, so now this uh, middle region, the medulla contains many pyramid shaped structures. Those are called as the pyramid shaped structures are called as the pyramid shaped structures are called as they contain many structures, pyramids, renal pyramids, and each pyramid contains, so altogether the whole kidney would be containing around 1.3 to 1.8 million nephrons. Okay, and these nephrons together join to form some group of nephrons would be joining together to form a collecting duct. Okay, so that collecting duct would be opening into these calyces. Okay, from there the calyces will be collecting the urine and opening into the pelvis region in the central region. From there the urine will be collected by the ureters. Here we can see the renal artery and renal veins. Renal artery will be carrying the oxygenated blood to the kidneys, but with all the waste. After the filtration, the oxygen is used by the kidneys, so it will contain deoxygenated blood, but without the waste, it is coming out. The blood is coming out by the renal vein. So this is the structure of a typical human kidney, and this is the section LS is a longitudinal section. Okay, this is the same we can see in the lab once you come to the school. Okay, children. So, okay, so you all have just now explained about the structure of the kidney also, isn't it? So in the next video, I shall be drawing the diagram of the kidney, and then we shall go to the nephron diagram also. Till then, you have to practice the diagram of this excretory system, and also whatever questions are there, if at all any questions are there in the textbook, you must complete all those questions, and the labeling of the diagram is very, very important. Thank you, children.